Agent of the game is Gil Walton of the Bronx. Contact Gil at gilwalton.net. By Bob's Discount Furniture, quality, choice, and untouchable value every day. And by Fidelis Care, quality health coverage. It's our mission. Friday, October 2nd is Free Shirt Friday at Citi Field when the Mets take on the Nationals. All fans in attendance will receive a Mets Know Your Roots t-shirt, courtesy of Avoderm and Nylabone. For tickets, visit Mets.com/FreeShirtFridays. T-Mobile brings you the data strong fan photo of the game, and it comes to us from Grace T, wearing her David Wright jersey proudly. Or is it an Ed Charles jersey? Matt Harvey ready to make the start. Mets and Nats first pitch coming up. Memorable images from last night's or yesterday afternoon's Mets victory over the Nationals.
That shot of David Wright, I will never forget. That's as much emotion as you've ever seen number 5 show.
Here's your Geico starting lineup for the Mets today. Lucas Duda back in the lineup for the first time since the 21st of August. And if you look up and down this lineup, those first 8, that is about as formidable a lineup as the Mets have put on the field in a long, long time.
And they're going to have to be at their best going up against Jordan Zimmermann of the Nationals. He started his career 15-24. Since then, he's 54-24. One of the best right-handers in the National League. Those are his Toyota numbers.
The last time the Mets faced Zimmermann, it was that Sunday night game at the end of their sweep in early August, and the Mets hit 3 home runs against Zimmermann, beat him 5-2. Granderson, Murphy, and Duda all hit home runs against him. Zimmermann 8-6 lifetime against the Mets. Granderson leads things off, and the first pitch of the night is taken high and away, and we're underway. Granderson was on base 4 times in yesterday's game. 2 doubles, 2 walks, drove in a run. And Granderson pulls one foul, and it's 1-1. Curtis's on base percentage up to .357 for the year. you just can't say enough about what he's done in the leadoff spot.
Well, everyone's talking about Cespedes since he got here, but Granderson's done it all year long.
2 balls and a strike. Cespedes and Murphy to follow against Zimmerman, who's 29 years old and will be a free agent at the end of the year. 69 career wins, 48 defeats, 12-8 this year. As he misses up and into Granderson, Zimmerman rarely walks people, and he's behind his first hitter 3-1. The last 2 years combined, he went to the All-Star game each year. He had a 2.96 ERA those 2 years. And a 1.08 whip. Well, his number's not quite as good this year. His ERA 3.38. His whip is 1.21. So it's a good year, but not as good a year as he has had the last couple.
It's like Ian Desmond, another free agent. They've had good years, but not the years they've usually had.
3-2 to Granderson. Strike 3 call. And Zimmerman starts his night with a strikeout.
Well, after all the fastballs, drops the curveball on him. 3-2. Perfect pitch by Zimmerman. Defensively behind Jordan this evening. Brought to you by Coors Light. Jason Worth had lots of trouble in yesterday's game in left field. Taylor and Harper, of course. Escobar, Desmond, Rendon, and Clint Robinson starting because Ryan Zimmerman has an oblique issue. And Wilson Ramos, of course, who had that grand slam in yesterday's game.
Mets dugout more crowded today. Dilson Herrera is back. Johnny Manel is back. There's Yoenis Cespedes, and he takes a strike. And that's also called up Logan Verrett, who's going to be doing some starting. And they added Tim Stauffer, the former Padre, because Carlos Torres is going to be out for a while after hurting his calf. So the Mets now at 37 players. I don't ever recall them having this many in any September.
Ever. I know when I played in the 80s, you wanted maybe to add 3 to 4, 5 guys tops.
1-1 to Cespedes, who had a big day yesterday with 3 extra base hits. And news today about Cespedes, about his contract that might play in the Mets' favor. The Major League Baseball Players Association has worked out a deal where Cespedes, who was going to have to be released right after the World Series, will now be more of a regular free agent and available for the Mets to sign all winter if that ends up happening. That doesn't mean that the Mets are more likely to sign him. It just means that they have more of an opportunity to take a longer time to make up their minds.
It also puts the Mets in play with Cespedes for his agent to include them in pushing up the bid.
It works in both parties'
yes,
favor. It gives the Mets more of a chance, and it also gives Cespedes one more team to use in a bidding war. So we'll see how that plays out a lot later than this. Meanwhile, he is having a remarkable stretch drive. 2-2, 34 games as a Met, 13 home runs, 11 in his last 17 games. Just an extraordinary stretch for Cespedes, who's hit 5 home runs in the last 6 games. And Zimmerman misses with the slider, and it's 3-2.
Let's see what Zimmerman tries to do. 3-2. He threw the breaking ball to Curtis Granderson. What does he choose to do against the dangerous Cespedes?
Second straight full count for Zimmerman. And he goes to the slider, and it's fouled down the right field side, and that'll go out of play.
I read somewhere 174 feet in the air this home run went and landed in the flower bed.
The 3rd highest home run hit in the majors this year. They even measure home run height, not just distance. 8th pitch of the at bat, and Cespedes breaks his bat up the middle. Desmond with the spinorama and a perfect throw to get him. Beautiful play by Desmond as he throws out Cespedes for the second out.
Well, this is not the Desmond we saw in April. He has gotten his entire game in order. Zimmerman, the pitcher, had to avoid the broken bat, and Desmond with a gun to first base. Got about as good an arm as any shortstop in the game. Watch the broken bat. Zimmerman thought it was coming his way.
So 2 out and nobody on, and now Daniel Murphy, who has had great career success against Jordan Zimmerman. Murphy has hit 4 career home runs against Zimmerman. He hasn't hit more than 1 against any other pitcher. He has 20 hits against Zimmerman, which is by far the most that Jordan has given up to any hitter, and by far the most that Murphy's had against any pitcher. And you see the accumulated totals for Murphy against Zimmerman. He hits one out to center field, chasing Taylor back deep in the gap near the warning track. He runs it down right at the wall. Two very good defensive plays in the inning behind Jordan Zimmerman, and that helps him to a 1-2-3 inning. Taylor all that stood between Murphy and yet another extra base hit against a guy he's owned. Matt Harvey takes the mound when we come back. Felt his oblique yesterday, and so Clint Robinson gets to start at first base. Otherwise, the same lineup. Matt Williams ran out there yesterday, and Matt Harvey will face the Nats for the 5th time this year.
Well, he's always pitched well against them, like Gary said, 3-2 record, but an 0.99 ERA. His last start gave up 4 runs and 6 1/3 innings, but got the win. Those are his cheap numbers on the season.
And last start against the Phillies, a 9-4 Mets victory, his 12th of the season. Jason Worth will lead things off. Worth, Rendon, and Harper for the Nats. Worth 2 for 5 yesterday, a double and an RBI in the Mets' 8-5 win. And Harvey's first pitch fastball is upstairs for ball 1.
Harvey pitching on an extra day's rest. He pitched on Wednesday, so 5 days to this start.
Anthony Rendon on deck, and then Bryce Harper. And a call strike, 1-1. All the conversation about Harvey and his innings and how much he'll pitch down the stretch and in the postseason pretty much ignores the fact that he's been pitching wonderfully over the second half of the year. When he gave up 4 runs against the Phillies in his last start, it was only the second time in his last 13 starts he'd given up more than 2 earned runs.
Well, it's part of the issue, Gary, when you think of the innings pitched. When a guy's coming off Tommy John surgery, a lot of times most pitchers are 1 good start, 1 bad start. He hasn't been like that this year.
Well, he did have the one stretch where he struggled earlier in the season. And he strikes out Worth to start his night with a 98-mile-an-hour fastball.
Interesting, all fastballs to start. That one right on the corner. Perfect pitch from Harvey.
But I know what you're saying. It's been hard to think of him as a regular Tommy John survivor because he's been so consistently good.
And he's had the extra time that most pitchers don't have.
The 17 months between surgery and his comeback. But he's also had time off during the season. The brief and rather ill-fated 6-man rotation earlier this year, but they also skipped the start in Colorado, and the plan was to skip him again and get him where he needed to be at the end of the year, but his agent threw a monkey wrench into the works, and that's why we've had a 5-day conversation about it. Nothing in Tutor Rendon.
I think the key is how can you get out of that start in Colorado for the rest of your career? Miss that start every single time.
Rendon 0 for 4 last night, hitting a .261, and the slider off the plate. They're your ERA leaders since 2013. Only the Dodger duo has done better than Harvey. One and two to Rendon. The curveball misses 2-2.
You know, we didn't even mention in that last start when he gave up 4 runs, couldn't even join his teammates on the plane to Miami. He had to stay in New York.
Well, he was dehydrated. He couldn't even come out to meet the media after the game because he was feeling so ill. But he had IV treatment and joined the Mets in Florida on Friday night. And that's when his whole world got disrupted.
Right.
3-2 to Rendon with Harper on deck. And he lines one up the middle, a base hit. So the Nats have a 1-out base runner. Rendon aboard.
It's been an injury-riddled season for Rendon. He's only played in 50. This is his 57th game of the year, but still has that sweet stroke.
So here's Harper, who's never had any luck against Harvey. 0 for 17 in his career. He's had a fantastic season, MVP caliber. But he was 0 for 4 yesterday with 3 strikeouts, and then stuck his foot in his mouth after the game, referring to the fans here at Nationals Park, saying they left in the 7th. That's pretty brutal. Something, even if it's in your thought process, you should never say. He pops it up wide of third. Right backpedaling, having trouble with it, but stays with it for the 2nd out. So Harper swings at the first pitch he sees and fouls out for the 2nd out, and he's now 0 for 18 against Harvey.
Well, he has been abused by the fastball from Harvey, so he tried to jump on that first pitch, but just popped it up. A nice play by David. David doesn't make those pop-ups look pretty, but he gets the job done.
So 2 out, Rendon at first, and now Yunel Escobar in the cleanup spot today. Escobar 2 for 4 yesterday. He's been red hot, hitting .439 over his last 11 games. Starts the day 7th in the National League in batting at .317. Rendon, not a base stealer, has just 1 this year. Poked the other way by Escobar, and he's got a base hit. Rendon pulls in at second. So Escobar waiting nicely on the curveball, and the Nats have first and second and 2 out.
Well, it's really been the pitch that Harvey has used more now, the curveball as opposed to the slider against the right-handed hitter. Just good hitting by Escobar going the other way.
So 2 out and 2 on, and now it's Clint Robinson, who was inserted into the lineup when Ryan Zimmerman couldn't make it today because of an oblique injury. And you know, it's the nature of the way the Nats season has gone that Robinson, who had only 13 big league at bats coming into this year, has played a lot. This is his 58th start. And he pulls one through the shift, a base hit. Rendon around third. He'll come home with the first run of the game. Escobar goes to third. Clint Robinson with an RBI single, and the Nats lead 1-0.
Well, if you've noticed something early here in this first inning against Matt, is that these Washington hitters are being very aggressive, trying to jump on that first pitch fastball, and even in the shift he's able to get it through, and Rendon scores the first run of the game. Well, Escobar, as most runners will do against Granderson, will go first to third.
So 3 hits in the inning, the last 2 both coming on the first pitch of the at bat. Now Ian Desmond with first and third 2 out, and he goes after the first pitch and has a base hit. That chases home Escobar with the second run of the inning. An RBI single for Ian Desmond, and the Nats are up 2-0. 3 straight 2-out hits, all on the first pitch.
Well, this fastball is middle, up in the strike zone. Not a good pitch from Matt, but even better hitting by Desmond. You see a lot of time early in the count, guys are trying to pull the baseball. They're all trying to go the other way. This is a game the Nationals have to have.
Well, this is Matt Harvey's 9th career start against the Nats. It's only the 2nd time he's ever given up more than 1 earned run, and he's given up 2 in the first inning. Now it's Wilson Ramos, who had the big hit for the Nats yesterday, a grand slam against John Neese, his 10th career home run against the Mets. And we'll see how aggressive Ramos is here and whether Matt changes the game plan after 3 straight first pitch hits. And he keeps it away, ball 1.
Harvey has come out in this first inning. By my count, he's thrown 3 breaking balls. All the rest have been fastballs. Trying to power through this lineup. Not working so far.
Robinson at second, Desmond at first with 2 down, 2 runs home.
See the fingernails of d'Arnaud have been painted. Allows the pitcher to see the signs much better.
Nice neon yellow. One to Ramos. Ramos, the number 7 hitter. Michael Taylor on deck. Robinson, a slow runner at second. Desmond at first. Ramos fouls back the high fastball, 1-2. It's Taylor on deck. Well, Harvey had 2 out and a runner at first, but 3 consecutive pitches, 3 consecutive hits, bringing home 2 runs. One-two coming on the outside corner, got him looking. So 2 strikeouts in the first inning for Harvey, but as his innings diminish, his first inning of this game did not go well. With MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Enjoy live look-ins, highlights, replay reviews, scores, StatCast, live radio broadcasts, and more. Download MLB.com at Bat for your smartphone or tablet now. Mets down 2-0 as they come to bat in the second. David Wright leads off against Jordan Zimmerman. David 1 for 5 last night, but the one was a big one. He drove in the go-ahead run. And that image of him pumping the fist as he crossed the plate, that one, I think, will live for a long time.
I mean, it was just so proper. Paul Nart, the home plate umpire, with the safe call. David with the safe call first, and then the pumping of the fist.
Well, David admitted he's been waiting a long time for a game of this import, and he was just thrilled to be a part of it, much less a winning part of it. Good slider by Zimmerman, 2-2.
I mean, you can count on one hand how many times you've seen David react like that, right?
The sheer joy of a kid from a 32-year-old man who's been waiting for this for a long time. 3-2 to David. Lucas Duda on deck, and then Travis d'Arnaud for the Mets. Be interesting to see how Lucas swings the bat tonight after all the back problems he's had. Well, this is the 4th batter for Jordan Zimmerman, and already his 3rd full count, which is not Jordan Zimmerman's way. He's usually a low pitch count, low walk kind of guy. Well, every at bat against the Mets these days seems to be a tough one. David pops one foul. That'll come back out of play. Mets yesterday put up 8 runs and 11 hits. A game they led early, trailed in the middle, and came storming back to win with help from a great bullpen effort.
And Wright hits it deep down the left field line, headed toward the corner. That ball is out of here. David Wright with his 3rd home run of the season, his 2nd since returning from the disabled list, and he gets one of those runs back in a big hurry. 2-1 Washington.
Well, we saw it yesterday with this powerful Mets lineup. We've seen it already with David. Took the Nationals 20 minutes to score their run. David Wright 2 minutes.
Well, we talked about Zimmerman the last time he faced the Mets, giving up 3 home runs. Well, he's faced 4 batters in this game, and he's already given up 1 bomb. So David Wright gets the Mets on the board. And now it's Lucas Duda, his return to action after missing the last 16 games, and he pops the first pitch up. And Desmond waiting for it. Puts it away, 1 out.
That's a fastball he's trying to get away. It drifted back into the belt high inner part. Powerful swing by Wright.
19th home run Zimmerman's allowed this year, which is not a bad total in 174 innings, but it just seems as though the Mets, who have been a power-laden team over these last 6 weeks, have taken it to Zimmerman, and it seemed to all start in that series against the Nats when they swept them in New York. Travis d'Arnaud was 0 for 3 in yesterday's game, and he takes one the other way foul. 0-2. Travis over his last 14 games hitting .367. Michael Conforto hitting 7th in the order. Shows you how deep this lineup is today. Conforto the last 3 days has gone from 3rd to 5th to 7th in the batting order. And slider in the dirt, 1-2. That's it. 3 home runs early against Max Scherzer yesterday. d'Arnaud takes it wide, 2-2.
The time this year, Gary, that you look at the Mets lineup, and if you're pitching against it, you'd say, boy, it's 4 or 5 outs in this lineup when you include the pitcher. No such deal anymore. And it's those little things right there. There's a 2-2 pitch. Perfect pitch on the corner, outside, on the knees. Darno fouls it off. Doesn't seem like a big deal, but it's another pitch that Zimmerman has to throw. Another chance for Darno to stay in the at-bat and get the pitch he wants.
And another long at-bat against Zimmerman, who finally strikes out Darno for the second out. His second strikeout. Michael Conforto coming up, and we check in with Steve Gelb. Steve?
Gary, you guys talking about that David Wright sliding into home plate and having such great emotion yesterday. And it isn't just because he's been waiting for so long to play in a game of this importance, but he spoke often after the game yesterday about how he took those first 3 years for granted, thought this was just going to be the norm. And with David, it's something that, goes all the way back to spring training when he talks about being a captain with this team and wanting his other teammates not to take any of this for granted. In spring training, he held a meeting because he felt this team was on the verge, and he told them about 2006, and he had Kadire talk, and he had Tuffle talk about what it's like to win in New York. He said now guys are coming up to him referring to that meeting as Conforto grounds out here to end the inning. But he had them, he says they're coming to him saying, is this what you were talking about? And he says, yes, it is. Do not take this for granted. Take a moment, look around, and see what it's like to play in front of these packed houses. These guys are doing just that.
David Wright's first home run since his first at bat back from the DL. Gets the Mets with a run. Home second inning, Michael Taylor leads off against Matt Harvey. Taylor 1 for 4 yesterday. Jordan Zimmerman on deck, and then Jason Worth. And Harvey goes to the changeup and gets even on Taylor, 1-1. Taylor's done a nice job filling in for the injured Denard Span. 14 home runs now. 60 runs driven in, which is stunning total for a guy who has less than 400 at bats. Tries to drop a bunt down and fouls it off, 1-2.
Defensively behind Matt this evening, presented by Lexus. Conforto, Cespedes, and Granderson against the right-hander Zimmerman. David Wright, Flores, Murphy, and the new guy, Lucas Duda, at first base with Travis d'Arnaud behind the plate.
Seems as though the reinforcements keep on coming, right? Ever since July 25th.
37 guys. I mean, come on.
Think about how bereft the Mets lineup was, though, going into the last week in July. And think about how many different guys they've added, some of whom because they were hurt and came back. But it's almost like there's been a complete overhaul of this offensive group.
Well, the whole team that was playing is now on the bench.
Or no longer here.
The Herreras and the Manels and those guys.
Neuenhuis.
Yeah.
Campbell. All those guys. By the way, right in the middle there in the hoodie, that's your National League Player of the Week. That would be Bartolo Colon.
Congratulations. That's great.
Bartolo was named National League Player of the Week. First time he'd won a Player of the Week honor since '03. Just to be certain, that's 2003.
Okay. That 1993.
Could have been 1903. You never know.
That's great. Good for him.
He has had a rejuvenation the likes of which nobody has ever seen. Michael Taylor draws a leadoff walk. Pitcher Zimmerman coming up. Terry Collins talked today about what has befallen Matt Harvey over the last few days.
Once again, you're dealing with a human being. You're dealing with a human being here. And this guy, you know, one of the things that's on his mind, obviously, is the future. I mean, he's lined to make an awful lot of money one of these days. And the one thing even though he wants to compete, that's still in the back of his mind. It's that, hey, look, we all got futures here. And I don't care if there's anybody standing in this room, you'd be saying the same thing. He was stuck in the middle. And I thought it was unfair, tremendously unfair. That's not the job. Your job is, just kid's job is to pitch. And it's our job to help him with all the other stuff. And he got stuck in the middle, and he thought he had to say something when he didn't need to say a word. He just needed to go pitch. You know, it's created a mess for us all in the middle of the pennant race, which was certainly unfair for Matt and us. You know, this is not about one guy. This is about this team playing good.
And I don't think Terry could have said it any better.
Yeah.
Matt was stuck in the middle. The person who put him there was his agent. And I hope that if Scott had to do it all over again, he would have done it very differently, because he put Matt in a terrible situation. Jason Worth, the batter, with Taylor at second after the Zimmerman sacrifice. Worth struck out leading off the first inning.
Well, this sacrifice is pretty interesting. Watch the ball runs in on Zimmerman. This is what you got to do as a pitcher, though, if you can read it. See how he falls back? If you're the pitcher, you throw the ball to second. You might not have a chance at the guy, but you throw it there anyways. One, good job with Zimmerman somehow getting it down. It's his sixth sacrifice. But if you're the pitcher, throw it to second. Look for the double play, because Zimmerman never ran.
Now, Harvey looked at second.
But you can still throw it there. You never know.
You just still have time to make the throw to first, even if you don't get him. I understand what you're saying.
Worth is looking fastball. He's getting it, swinging through it.
Taylor at second and one out.
Got to keep him close.
15 stolen bases this year. And another fastball blown right by Worth, and it's 0-2.
No rhyme or reason. That ball is middle, right at the letters.
So do you just keep going there?
I would rather it be on the inside part. You don't want to leave it down the middle like that. Inside corner up and in is a nice pitch.
Looked like he was trying to go inside.
He did. He didn't get it there. You have to be careful, because on 2 strikes, the good hitters have a different little approach than they do before that. And Zimmerman, Worth is going to cut his swing down just enough to try to make contact.
Grounded down to third, a foul ball. Struck him out with a high fastball. So Worth is fanned for the second time, as Harvey did not deviate from the game plan. Stuck with the fastball to strike him out.
He's got Worth talking to himself, but 2 98-mile-an-hour fastballs. In the first and second inning now produced 2 strikeouts for Matt against Worth.
So 2 out of the inning. Taylor still at second. This is where the first inning began to break down for Harvey. 2 out and a runner on. He gave up 3 straight hits that produced 2 runs. Rendon had the first of the 4 hits for the Nats in the first inning.
Harper is going to be the MVP, or at least is the MVP right now. But this is the best pure hitter in this lineup when he is healthy. Great eye. He's their Conforto, a kid from college that didn't need a lot of seasoning in the minor leagues, came up and just flat out hit.
Tore up his knee earlier this year. Then he had an oblique problem, so it's been hard for him to be in the lineup. Harvey falls behind him 2-0. That's what he did last year. 287, 21 home runs, 111 runs scored.
Harper behind you. You have to think if you're Rendon, Gary, going to get a good pitch to hit here.
Two and one to Rendon. Pulled down to third, over the bag. That's a fair ball, and that'll bring in a run. Taylor scores. Rendon to second. Conforto's throw, and Rendon's out at second base, but the run does score. The inning comes to an end. Conforto again showing off a very accurate arm in left field. Guns down Rendon trying to stretch it, but Taylor comes in to score, and it's 3-1 Washington. That ball just there over the corner of the bag, and Conforto played it perfectly. Murphy putting on the tag. 3-1 Nats after 2. By your local tri-state Audi dealers and the uncompromised Audi A3 sedan. We go to the third. That's down 3-1. Wilmer Flores will lead off against Jordan Zimmerman, and bluffing a bunt takes a strike with the third baseman Escobar playing very deep.
That might be a first this year. Have you seen Wilmer try to fake a bunt yet?
I don't think so. It would take a very good one for him to beat it out. Instead, he pops one up, and the second baseman Rendon waiting for it. 1 out. Get to Citi Field on Saturday night, October 3rd. The Mets play the Nats, and the first 15,000 fans in attendance will receive a fleece blanket courtesy of the Northwest Company. For tickets, visit Mets.com/tickets. Matt Harvey, 7 hits this year, 7 runs batted in, and he takes a strike. Matt hit his first career home run earlier this season.
You know, it's interesting. Zimmerman does not throw as hard as Harvey, but the ball gets on the hitter. You can tell. All right, there's swing.
And is that about hiding the ball better?
He hides it and he short arms it up there, as opposed to Matt, who's got that long, beautiful arm action.
Nubbed foul. When you get in a game like this where you've had so much go on outside the field leading up to a start, as Harvey skies one foul, and that'll go out of play. Does it clear your mind when you're on the field, or does it creep back in? I mean, everybody has stuff go on in their lives, whether it's in their professional lives, like with Harvey, or in their personal lives.
I'd have to say, for me, Gary, getting in between the lines is like a haven, a cocoon. It's the place where no one can really touch you. You do the thing that you do best. You know, this is nothing close to the maelstrom that has come, that's been around Matt. But I remember in '85.
Rendon throws him out.
When the Mets had to play the Cardinals, they were down by 3 late in the year, and I was supposed to pitch the first game, and the entire New York media was adamant that Dwight Gooden, who went 24-4 that year, had to pitch the first game. How can you pitch Darling? What a mistake. This is the biggest mistake you'll ever make. And Davey Johnson stopped all the nonsense by saying one sentence: Darling wins tonight, we got Gooden tomorrow. And that killed it all right there. But I did feel kind of bad about myself with all that was being written.
In this case, though,
this is,
you know, Matt at least partially brought this on himself,
of course,
by saying what he said in his comments Saturday. And then I think, for whatever reason, he was stunned that there was such a negative reaction. I'm not sure why he was so stunned, but and then he had to backtrack and you know, all
the Players Tribune, the whole thing. I, for any pitcher in the future, there's one sentence you have to say: I'm preparing myself to pitch every 5th day. I don't make those decisions. I'm going to be ready to pitch, and if they decide not to pitch me, go ask them. Don't ask me. That's all you have to do. All done.
Three and 1 to Granderson, who struck out his first time up. And there's ball 4. So Granderson even able to work out walks against a guy who never walks anybody.
Yeah, Dana DeMuth is a really good umpire, but as far as a home plate umpire, his strike zone is a little smaller than some. So you're going to have to throw it right on the corners, or you're not going to get a pitch. There's Dana behind the plate. Mike Estabrook at first, had hit Cox at second, and Paul Norton had a nice game yesterday at third base.
So Granderson aboard with 2 out for Cespedes, who broke his bat, hit a grounder to short, and Desmond made a terrific play to throw him out in the first inning. Cespedes' 2 double home run game yesterday. 3rd time already as a Met he's had 3 extra base hits in a game. There are only 3 other players in the majors who've had 3 extra base hit games all year, including Lucas Duda. The other 2, Miguel Cabrera and Justin Turner.
Wow.
And he's done it in a month.
I'm telling you, it's the greatest year I ever saw in September. Greatest month I ever saw in September of '67. It was number 8.
Carl Yastrzemski leading the Red Sox to the impossible dream.
He's got a nice start. Mr. Cespedes.
And unlike Yaz, playing for a contract.
That's right.
2-1 to Cespedes. And that's a borderline strike, and he didn't think so. Well, since August 1st, only Carlos Gonzalez, who's having an amazing second half of his own, has a higher slugging percentage. Brought to you by DraftKings. Play daily fantasy baseball for free on DraftKings.com. Enter promo code NYN for free entry. Two. Struck him out on a pitch away. Cespedes has something to say to Dana DeMuth on his way back to the dugout. Zimmerman has his third strikeout. Middle of the third, 3-1 Nats. Against Matt Harvey, and this has been the game plan for Matt.
Well, what's interesting about this for an MVP is that Matt has got him out the same way every time. Just fastballs up in the strike zone with something on it, and he just has not been able to catch up yet. It reminds me a little bit of 1988, the MVP of the National League was Kirk Gibson. We were told as a pitching staff, do not throw him anything but high fastballs the entire year until he finally catches up. He never did catch up to a fastball until the postseason.
Well, Eckersley threw him a slider.
Yeah, he did. But he had a couple big hits against us in the playoffs.
Yes, he did. Bryce Harper leads off in the third. He saw one pitch from Harvey his first time up and fouled out to third base. Now 0 for 5 in the series. And he takes a fastball for a strike.
You unusually see that rosin halfway up the bat. Usually you see pine tar. No batting gloves for Harp.
Ball and a strike. There might be some pine tar mixed into that rosin.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't see it on the black bat.
Yunel Escobar on deck, then Clint Robinson. Nats got 2 in the first, 1 in the second off Harvey. And Harper grounds one right at Murphy and does not run particularly hard. 1 out.
Just pine tar usually, hickory, old hickory, and then the rosin on top.
So 1 out. Here's Yunel Escobar, who singled to right and scored a run in the first inning. Nats bunched 4 hits to score 2 runs in the first. A walk, a sacrifice, and a 2-out hit by Rendon brought home a run in the second. Escobar pops one up, and that'll come back out of play.
You know, Gary, I had heard from other folks at other stops for Escobar that he was kind of a malcontent at times, and he's been just the opposite. You and I were out here early, and he was out there in his shorts taking ground ball after ground ball, and the hard work has paid off. He's having one of the best years he's ever had.
Well, he was brought here to be the second baseman, and then when Rendon had the knee problem in spring, Escobar volunteered to go to third, where he'd never played before. Murphy knocks it down with his chest and throws him out, 2 out. And you know, sometimes guys mature at different times in their careers. But he has been, I mean, he's been the absolute savior of this Washington team. I mean, Harper's having a great year, no question about it, probably the MVP, but without Escobar, the Nats aren't even close.
Especially with all those injuries. You're right.
Here's Clint Robinson, who singled in the first run on the first pitch he saw from Harvey. So Matt looking for his first clean inning of the night. Murphy's out in shallow right field again against Robinson, who hit it through the shift his first time up.
Well, they got Duda on the line, so there's still enough room.
Broken bat flare, that's going to fall into center field for a base hit. So a broken bat, a lawn dart, and a looper to center, and Robinson has his second hit.
Well, you mentioned before 59 starts for Robinson, a guy that's never made a big league team out of spring training. It's his 106th game he's been in. What a year.
So that's 6 hits against Harvey in 2 2/3. And now Desmond, who singled to right on the first pitch he saw in the first inning. And Desmond slugs one out to left, but Conforto should be able to catch it with ease. And that retires the side. A hit and 1 left. We've played 3 now in D.C. 3-1 Washington. Wondering how Matt Harvey would respond after all of the angst that has surrounded him over the last 4 or 5 days, and the results so far have not been particularly good. What have you seen?
Well, I haven't seen anything except he has not had the ability so far to mix up his pitches. It's almost to me like he came in and he was just going to go right after them with that fastball. He's got a good one. He's throwing 97, 98 miles an hour. But very difficult against this lineup to just use your fastball. Until he establishes the curve and the change, I don't think I see it changing too much for Matt.
Meanwhile, Jordan Zimmerman has given up some hard hit balls, but just the 1 run on the home run by David Wright, leading off the second. Murphy hit one to the fence in left center his first time up. That was caught by Michael Taylor. And broke his bat on that first swing. And Murph takes it high, ball and a strike. Wright and Duda to follow. 3, 4, and 5 in the Mets batting order in the fourth. That's pulled down the line, but foul.
Well, it's a real chance here for the Mets to get back in this ball game quickly. Murphy owns Zimmerman. Wright's coming off a home run in his last at bat. Heart of the order.
And Duda, who hit that remarkable home run against Zimmerman the last time he faced him in early August. Remember that home run?
I absolutely do. It would have hit him in the chest if he didn't hit it.
And somehow he kept it fair down the right field line off the Pepsi porch.
Jordan Zimmerman after the game was just astounded. He said, I looked at it on tape. I don't understand how he hit it. I don't understand how far he hit it. I don't understand how he kept it fair.
Murphy gets one in the air to right. Harper drifting back right to the edge of the track. 1 out. Get insider info and debate on all the latest Jets news as they get ready for their season opener against the Browns, plus a preview of tomorrow's DeGrom-Strasburg duel here in D.C. on Loudmouths tomorrow at 5:30 only on SNY. Such miscreants, those loudmouths.
7 years of bad luck there.
Well, that's what it's been for the Mets.
That's right.
And here they are snapping out of it. David hit a prodigious home run his first time up. And takes the slider out of the strike zone. David hit a home run his first at bat off the DL, then went 47 at bats without one before this shot in the second inning.
Yeah, 3-2 count, gets the fastball, and a long home run here at Nationals Park.
Duda waiting on deck. One-two. Check swing, and he went around. And Wright is struck out on the curveball. The fourth strikeout for Zimmerman. 2 out.
Let's see if he goes around on this curveball. Estabrook at first. Boy, didn't have to.
So 2 out and nobody on. Now Duda. When Duda hit that home run against Zimmerman on August 2nd, it was the culmination of an incredible hot streak. Lucas hit 9 home runs in an 8-game span. But that 5 weeks ago was the last home run Lucas hit. He's missed time since then with back problems off and on. Finally went on the DL. And this is his first action since returning. Had 2 games on rehab for Binghamton before he made his return. He was activated yesterday.
Who would have thought this team would have gone on such a power surge and scoring runs without 21 in the lineup?
Now the question is, can they keep him in the lineup and healthy the rest of the way? So you've got 2 guys back to back in the lineup who've had to deal with back issues. To Lucas.
I wonder if David scoring yesterday from first and that powerful fist punch through the air was not only scoring the go-ahead run, but that back of scoring from first on a run they needed.
Duda goes down on the slider. Zimmerman with back-to-back strikeouts. He's got 5 through the first 4 innings and a 3-1 lead for the Nats. Washington Monument to the Capitol. Under construction. Your city probables for tomorrow's game: Jacob deGrom for the Mets, Steven Strasburg for the Nats. We think. I mean, Strasburg's had a back problem, and very oddly, before the game today, he went down in the bullpen for about 10 pitches or so to do some work, which, Ronnie, that's pretty strange the day before a start.
Never seen that before. When the day before you start, you might play a tiny bit of catch.
Wilson Ramos rolls one out to Murphy. One pitch and one out for Harvey.
Sorry, Gary. You might play a little bit of catch. And some days in September, no catch at all. Save your bullets.
Now Michael Taylor, who walked and scored in the second. There's deGrom, who will get the start tomorrow.
Funny, he's always smiling, except when he pitches, and he's all serious when he pitches.
Isn't that the way it should?
It's got to be that way. It has to be.
By the way, speaking of pitchers who make people smile, I want to note the passing of a very special pitcher. Out in front of the plate for Darno, and he throws out Taylor 2 away. Joaquin Andujar passed away at the age of far too young, 62. He was a very special personality and pitcher in the 1980s.
He really was. I went up against him too many times against that Cardinal team. He was a bear of a man, and one of the first pitchers that switch hit, had power from both sides of the plate. 127 big league wins, but he was just quite like a character, like you said.
And most memorably, when Keith's Cardinals won the World Series in 1982, he started and won Game 7 against the Brewers. Not so fortuitous in his other Game 7 appearance in 1985 against the Royals.
Well, they just need a replay then. They could have won it in Game 6.
Exactly. Well, Andujar was a great pitcher, and he was, to me, immortalized in the best baseball quote ever. Joaquin said, "You can sum up baseball in one word: you never know."
That is so Joaquin.
Harvey has his first 1-2-3 inning as he strikes out Zimmerman, his 4th of the night. 7-pitch inning for Harvey. 3-1 Nats after 4. Harvey in the first, 1 in the second, and lead 3-1 as we go to the 5th.
Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't say, during all these years when you've heard about the Nationals, there's been lots of talk about Strasburg, Lots of talk about Gio, other pitchers. Of course, there's tons of talk about Max Scherzer and that big contract. And steady Eddie Jordan Zimmerman has always been one of their best pitchers, especially in big games.
That's seen a lot of his A work. D'Arnaud hits one toward the middle, and Desmond can't quite get there. And Travis d'Arnaud sneaks one through for the Mets' second hit of the night.
Well, good start here for the Mets. Just a ground ball, and you saw that second hop. It stayed down. If that ball bounces up, Desmond has a chance.
So the Mets have the leadoff man on. Michael Conforto coming up. Conforto grounded out his first time up. He hit the home run yesterday that gave the Mets the early lead against Max Scherzer. And it went to left field, as each of Michael's last 3 home runs have gone. And in fact, 7 of his last 10 hits have gone to left field.
What did he say? He said he's making adjustments on adjustments. The pitcher, if they're going to pitch him away, he's going to go that way. It looks like Zimmerman, after seeing that home run yesterday, 2 pitches in now to Conforto, and gets behind 2-0. You were watching the display of Conforto in batting practice with me today, weren't you?
Second deck in right field. And now Zimmerman behind 3-0. And, you know, the way this Mets lineup is constructed right now, other than the pitcher spot, there's no outs. I mean, you got Flores hitting 8th behind Conforto. That's about as good as 7 and 8 as anybody in the league can put out there.
Who else has 16 bombs in the 8th slot? Not many.
So as a pitcher, it's got to affect the way that you work your way through a lineup, right?
Well, you think that at some point you're going to be able to, it's the bottom of the order, you might have some easier outs. You got the pitcher, of course, coming up. Not the case with the Mets. They can start build a rally right here. Boy, Conforto got a pitch to hit, missed it. He knows it. I mean, that's as good as it gets right there.
Center cut. D'Arnaud at first and nobody out. And Conforto hits a double play ball right at Rendon. The turn by Desmond for the 4-6-3 double play. 2 out and nobody on. So now Flores, who popped up his first time up. Homer takes the slider for a strike. Well, right now, this is the closest division in the National League. The Mets holding a 5-game lead. St. Louis 5.5 up in the Central. And the Dodgers now 8.5 clear of the slumping Giants. The Dodgers won 12 of their last 14.
Mets had the biggest lead about a week ago, right?
2 very close divisions in the American League. Toronto up a half game on the Yankees, and Houston now just 2 games up on Texas. And a big series coming up in the Bronx this weekend between the Blue Jays and the Yankees, and Long Island's Marcus Stroman, who everybody thought was out for the year with a knee injury, is going to come back and pitch for the Blue Jays on Saturday.
They said it's just been crazy how hard he has worked to come back. Also, while he was working out to get that knee back, he's attending Duke at the same time to get his degree.
Wow. Of course, Marcus Stroman and Steven Matz both grew up pitching on Long Island at the same time, faced each other once, and now they're both going to be pitching in the big leagues at the same time. 1-2 to Flores, and the breaking ball in the dirt. 2-2. There's the Yankees a half game behind Toronto. Yankees and Texas are holding the American League wild card spots right now. That thing is spread out a little bit. Seventh pitch to Flores, and he fouls it back. So another long turn at bat for Ahmed, and that has served to drive up Jordan Zimmerman's pitch count a little higher than it would otherwise be on a night when he's given up just 3 base runners over the first 4 2/3. And Flores keeps it going. Or more wins each of the last 4 years. You'd think there'd be more than 6, but there aren't. And Zimmerman's in that crowd. He misses with a curveball, and Flores working quite a time at bat here after falling behind 0-2. He's worked it full. Matt Harvey would be next.
With the pitcher up, you get another breaking ball, 3-2.
10th pitch of the at-bat on the way.
And Flores drives it to deep left field. Back goes Worth. He'll have a room in front of the warning track and make the catch.
Flores had a pretty good cut on that 3-2 pitch. It comes up shy. Halfway through, 3-1 Washington. And nail biters from the 2008 season on Amazing Finishes. 2008 Friday at 6, only on SNY. I just read them, folks. Jason Worth leads off in the home fifth and takes high for ball 1. Worth's been up twice and struck out both times. Harvey worked a 1-2-3 fourth, his first clean inning of the night, and Worth grounds one foul. 1-1. Worth, Rendon, and Harper, third time around the batting order for Harvey, who did not get off to a good start tonight. Gave up 4 hits in the first inning and a couple of runs. Then a leadoff walk ended up costing him in the second. And this is outside, 2-1.
On the previous at-bats against Worth, he has not been able to catch up to the fastball. And Harvey hasn't really done anything except just throw the fastball. And when he gets ahead, he goes up and out of the strike zone.
Two coming. Struck him out again with a fastball. 3 times in a row, Harvey is fan worth with a heater. 5 strikeouts on the night.
It's got to hurt your feelings if you're worth, because you feel worthless when a guy just throws the ball right by you.
So 1 out. Now Anthony Rendon, who's 2 for 2. Singled to center and scored in the first. Singled over the third base bag to drive in a run in the second. Was thrown out trying to stretch by Michael Conforto to end that second inning.
David took 1 step to his right. Very interesting. For the double down the line, he wants to make sure it doesn't happen again. As a defense, this is why he's such a good hitter. Where are they playing? Straight up. Like they drew it up in 1880. That's where they're playing. No shift, no nothing. Because he can go coast to coast.
Probably back when they were playing town ball. Murphy positioned perfectly. Murphy could have played for John McGraw. Throws out Rendon 2 out. So he wasn't Wee Willie Killer on that particular at bat. The Wee Willie Killer said, "Hit them where they ain't."
Hit them where they ain't.
Still a good plan. Tony Gwynn worked for him.
Oh man, don't even go there.
Wade Boggs.
Rod Carew.
Right. Here's Bryce Harper, 0 for 2 today, 0 for 6 in the series. And he pulls one right at Murphy. And Harper again half-stepping to first is thrown out easily. He's now 0 for 20 in his career against Matt Harvey. So Matt's settling in. He's retired 7 in a row. Hello, Mr. Jefferson. Nice to see you. Jordan Zimmerman. Matt Harvey grounded out his first time up. So Matt has settled in the last couple of innings, retired the side in order 2 innings in a row. But do the Mets have the wherewithal to come back against Zimmerman? The On the bright side for the Mets is Zimmerman's pitch count started this inning with 84 pitches through 5 because the Mets have had a number of extended at bats. Harvey grounds one down to Escobar, and there's the first out. Let's check in with the studio. Doug Williams has a game break brought to you by Honda. Pirates 2 games up on the Cubs for the first wild card slot, and the Cubs are in St. Louis after pummeling the Cardinals last night, and Anthony Rizzo has hit a first inning home run, and they're up again 2-0 in the first.
Yeah, Hamill pitching tonight for the Cubs. They get him going.
Tell you what, the Cubs could be really formidable because people overlook how good their starting pitching is.
Yeah.
I mean, Arrieta's having a year to remember. John Lester is John Lester. And if Hamill's the third wheel.
Yeah, I don't love the back end of their bullpen, but boy, did it take Madden's gravitas to be able to make that move with Castro and put Addison Russell at short, who has just gone off hitting and fielding.
Zimmerman walked Granderson his last time up. 0 for 1 on the night. And Curtis tries to lay off and does so successfully. 2-2. To Granderson, and it's upstairs, and another full count for Zimmerman. He's faced Granderson 3 times tonight. He's run 3 ball counts against him, all 3.
You know, when I've seen Zimmerman pitch in the past, he's always pitched to contact. It's almost like he doesn't want to pitch to contact, and I think that's why his strikeouts are up. Another 3-2 breaking ball. We've seen a half dozen of those so far from Zimmerman.
That's a rocket to center field, chasing Taylor back, way back near the wall. He falls down as it hits at the base of the fence. Granderson around second. He's going to go for 3, and he'll make it easily with a triple. Curtis Granderson's second triple of the year, as that ball beat Michael Taylor to right center.
Well, that ball was crushed. In the 2 days we've seen the outfielders for the Washington Nationals have really underestimated how hard the ball has been off the bat. 3-2 fastball covered by Granderson, beats Taylor to the wall, and then Taylor couldn't find it. Granderson picked that up and took the extra base.
You know, Taylor's been battling a bad knee, and when he fell down there, it looked like he might have tweaked it a little bit. Looks like he's going to be okay.
See how he kind of stumbled, yeah.
So they're looking out at him from the Washington dugout, but he appears to be all right. Meanwhile, a meeting at the mound with Zimmerman and Desmond and Ramos.
Well, if you're trying to manage this inning as a pitcher, the runner at third base means nothing to you. You're winning by 2. You even almost count on Granderson scoring. But it's going to be a 3-2 game, but somehow you got to get through the middle of this lineup.
Well, Steve McCatty's going to go out, and they're killing time because they want to get the bullpen ready. Especially with, you know, Murphy, who's been so successful against Zimmerman in the past, next, and Duda, who hit that home run against Zimmerman the last time he faced him, up later in the inning perhaps. So Matt Thornton is up in the bullpen.
He's just starting to throw, though, so this is very interesting.
This is like the old David Letterman network time wasting.
Exactly. Where's Velcro Man? No, I think what's really important here is that for the Mets is that you want to work Zimmerman. You want to get this run in, of course, but this has really a chance to be your big inning. And I would be the same as Matt Williams. No way I let Zimmerman face Murphy. Murphy's already hit 2 balls to the wall in this ball game.
Tuesday Night Baseball on SNY is brought to you by Verizon. Don't miss a moment of Mets baseball on the largest, most reliable 4G LTE network, only from Verizon. So here's Cespedes with the infield back. And Zimmerman throws one by him. Cespedes 0 for 2.
Zimmerman's been the first pitcher that has started to throw the ball up and in to Cespedes.
And in. 1-1.
There's a toughness to Zimmerman that you don't see in a lot of pitchers. Murphy on deck.
Infield back. They'll concede the run on a ground ball, except maybe on a ground ball to the first baseman. Robinson could come home. And the high fastball fouled back, and it's 1-2.
Well, what you have to do is, if you want your strikeout, there's two ways of getting it. You can bounce a breaking ball, but you can go right up, back up in stairs, inside, but higher.
Granderson at third and 1 out. And Cespedes takes it high. 2-2.
You don't factor in the greatness of Cespedes was able to take that pitch.
You know, you think of him as a free swinger, but he's got some intelligence at the plate,
yes.
too. And he pokes that one foul. Slider from Zimmerman.
See, the problem for pitchers with Cespedes is, yeah, you can get him out upstairs, but if he doesn't swing at that ball, if you start throwing that breaking ball down, now you're into his happy zone. Loves the ball down.
That ball that hit to right center yesterday.
The Willie Mays ball.
Yeah.
2-2. Struck him out with a fastball. So Zimmerman had his game plan and made it work. He strikes out Cespedes for the second time.
Well, that was impressive pitching from Zimmerman, who you're always impressed by how he throws. He had a game plan to pitch him up and in, not let his hands get extended, even get him off the plate. Cespedes missed the pitch there. Missed with one, threw one breaking ball that was fouled out by Cespedes, but right back in stairs.
And that's going to be the last pitch Jordan Zimmerman throws tonight. He'll take his exit after 5 2/3. And they'll bring in the left-hander to face Daniel Murphy. A game the Nats have to have. They lead 3-1. Called to the bullpen, brought to you by Verizon. Jordan Zimmerman is done, but he finished with a flourish.
Yeah, he had a plan against Cespedes. He wanted to get him out upstairs with a fastball and threw it right by him. That was good pitching by Zimmerman. Impressive.
And now the 38-year-old Matt Thornton comes in to face Daniel Murphy with a runner at third and 2 out. And Murph takes a slider off the plate for ball 1.
Well, this is the 69th game that Thornton's thrown for the Washington Nationals. He's been one of the most dependable relievers. ERA under 2 in that time.
Murphy hits one in the air to center. Taylor eases back and puts it away to retire the side. Mets waste a triple from Curtis Granderson. Leave him stranded at third. Still 3-1 Nats in the 6th. Sleep. Well, Matt Harvey's kicked it in gear the last 3 innings. 24 pitches to get through the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. He'll face Yunel Escobar to lead off the bottom of the 6th. Escobar 1 for 2. He singled and scored a run back in the 1st.
You know, what's interesting, Gary, is we saw this in the last 3 innings from the Nationals, and yesterday afternoon's game, their aggressiveness. I don't think Matt realized that in the first couple of innings and got hurt with those 3 consecutive hits, and now has realized it and has gotten some easier outs.
Playing into their aggressiveness a little bit. But Robinson on deck, Ian Desmond behind him. It'll be interesting to see how Matt Williams uses his bullpen the next inning or so as Escobar bangs one up the middle for a base hit. Hit number 7 for the Nats tonight, a leadoff hit in the 6th.
Fastball away, but up in middle. And Escobar, what he's been doing all season long, drills a single up the middle.
Here's Glenn Robinson, who's already 2 for 2, singled in a run in the 1st, and then broke his bat and dumped one into center for a base hit in the 3rd. I was about to say it's going to be interesting to see how Matt Williams uses his bullpen through the 7th. Yesterday he tried to mix and match his way through the 7th, lefty righty, and it just didn't work for him.
It doesn't seem like anything he touches is working lately for Matt Williams and the Nationals.
I mean, he has a plan for the 8th and 9th with a lead. He'll go to Storin in the 8th, Papelbon in the 9th. And he's been pretty consistent about that. Yeah. Although he did use Papelbon for 2 innings the other day. But getting through the 7th, like so many teams, Mets included, can sometimes be a chore.
You know, he's been under a lot of heat here in Washington.
Harvey behind 2-0 on Robinson. And he catches the inside corner, 2-1.
You know, it's a difficult thing when you're a manager of a ball club that has picked to win the World Series or picked to be in the World Series, and you're fighting to get into playoffs. You're going to take the heat. That's how it goes. Comes with the job.
Manager of the year in the National League last year.
What have you done for me lately?
And now Harvey behind 3-1. Well, when the season began, the Las Vegas odds had the Nats as the favorites to win the World Series at 7-1. Mets were an afterthought at 30-1. What are those? Yeah, the Red Sox, after finishing last year, somehow were the third choice. It hasn't quite worked out. Robinson takes a big cut, 3-2.
Well, he challenged him. 3-2 fastball. Throws it right by Robinson. Good swing, though.
Escobar at first, nobody out. Not running. And Robinson takes high, ball 4. So Robinson is on base for the third straight time. Remember, he was inserted in the lineup when Ryan Zimmerman came up with an oblique injury. And that's worked out for the Nats. Harvey's now issued his second walk, and he's in trouble in the 6th. And Dan Morthen is on the phone. Only 68 pitches for Matt.
Low pitch count, but again, we're talking about a guy that after he left his last start couldn't leave with his team, ended up having IVs, so we'll see how far it goes. Ian Desmond in his last time up, first pitch swinging, just missed hitting a ball out of the ballpark, so got to be careful.
David Wright showing signals to the infield as though the Mets are expecting a bunt from Desmond. I can't imagine.
He's been their hottest hitter, or one of their hottest hitters. I can't see it. He's had 2 good at bats too.
Wright is in on the grass. Duda sneaking in as well. Desmond 1 for 2 at a base hit to drive in a run in the first. And he is squaring, and bunts one back to Harvey. Has a play at third, but he bobbles it, and the throw is way too late. Harvey would have had an easy play at third had he picked it up cleanly, but by the time he bobbled it and recovered, his only play might have been at first, but he had no play at third.
He just rushed it. You know, the bunt was right back at him. It was hard enough to have a play at third. And I think on this bunt, because it's so hard, it seems like he got his hand involved in his glove and just didn't come up with it. See his hand in his glove, came up a little prematurely. And whenever you make a mistake on that, you got to go to first base.
Let's get the bullpen going. Eric Adell, the right-hander, Sean Gilmartin, the left-hander. So now Wilson Ramos, who had a grand slam in yesterday's game, has the bases loaded and nobody out. Ramos has struck out and grounded out today, 0 for 2. Escobar at third, Robinson at second, Desmond at first, and nobody out. And Ramos fouls back the first pitch.
Ramos had that grand slam against Lease. He also has another grand slam against the Mets against Carlos Torres. So 2 against the Mets in his career.
Harvey throws it by him. 0-2. All the way on the Desmond bunt, no sacrifice. It's going to be a fielder's choice all the way. Figuring that had Harvey fielded it cleanly, it would have been an out. But in that case, wouldn't you scored an error?
I had sacrifice E1, but okay, fielder's choice. Another job I can't do.
So
Scoring.
No sacrifice, no error, according to the score. Harvey needing a strikeout, a hit on Ramos, 0-2. Gets him with a breaking ball. Harvey strikes out Ramos. 1 out.
Boy, it's twice he's gotten Ramos right on that outside corner. Reared back for a little extra. And this is classic Harvey right here.
He had a little two-seam action.
Yes, he did.
That was an interesting fastball by Harvey. So 1 out. Now Taylor. The corners are going to come in. Taylor, they figure, is a tough man to double up. And Murphy and Flores playing a little bit less deep than double play depth. Taylor's 0 for 1 and a walk.
Hard to double up Taylor, but he is a guy that strikes out a lot.
Escobar at third, Robinson at second, Desmond at first, 1 out. And Taylor lines one into center for a base hit. Escobar is in. Robinson is being waved around as it gets by Cespedes and rolls all the way to the wall. Taylor trying to circle the bases. He comes around third. Taylor will score. 4-run score on the play, and the Nationals lead 7-1. It was going to be a single, and 1 run was going to score, but it got by Cespedes, and 3 more came home.
Well, first, good hitting by Taylor, back up the middle, hit it sharply. If you watch Cespedes, takes a little funny bounce, and he didn't play it right in front of him. He played it a little off to the side. By playing it off to the side, it got by him, and by the time he gets to the wall, the speedy Taylor comes all the way around. See, you got to play that right against your body, right in the middle of your body. Takes a bad hop, it'll hit you right in the sternum. Instead, Taylor turns it on.
And that's going to be all for Matt Harvey. Matt will exit after 5 1/3. His misplay on the bunt set the stage. Cespedes' misplay blew up the inning, and the Nats now lead at 7-1. He throws only 5 1/3 tonight. A night that did not start well and did not finish well for Matt. And now he's out and Eric Goodell is in to face the pinch hitter Trey Turner. And Turner takes a curveball for a strike, and it's 0-2.
Well, Eric was one of the heroes yesterday. Pitched an inning of work. Remember, he had to come in because Carlos Torres hurt his calf. Came in, warmed up, and pitched a clean inning.
And the curveball gets Turner looking. 3 pitches, and he's gone for the second out. On the base hit by Taylor, the third base coach was clearly holding Clint Robinson at third before the ball got by Cespedes,
yes.
Which should have been a single and 1 RBI. However, the official score generously has given a second RBI to Taylor, and now they've changed it back to 1, and properly so. Okay, so justice prevails. So 1 RBI for Taylor. The other 3 runs all score on the error.
Well, this is Bob Henley. If you look down at the left bottom of your screen, he doesn't start waving till the ball, of course, went past Cespedes. It was Clint Robinson on second. Doesn't have a lot of speed. They were going base to base on that play.
And if you're Cespedes,
should have known.
You have to know that.
Yeah, I did. Should have known that. He's not perfect.
Not today, anyway.
Now, certainly it's a bad hop. Watch this hop. Kind of kangaroos over his glove, but I'll say again, you got to know who the runner is, and you got to play that ball more in the middle of your body so that you can block it if it does take a hop like that.
And that's situational, right? I mean, if it's a faster runner or if it's the game-winning run or something like that, then you play it more off to the side and try and speed your throw home.
I think if you have a speedy runner, you probably want to play that as quick as you can to make a good throw. But certainly not with Robinson, not with the bases loaded, not with,
Worth cranks one to right center field, and that's up the gap and going to the wall. So Jason Worth very happy to see Matt Harvey out of the game after striking out 3 straight times as a 2-out double against Goodell.
Fastball away, and finally Worth catches up to one.
Worth extends his hitting streak to 10 games. And now Anthony Rendon, who's 2 for 3. Singled twice, drove in a run, scored a run. Rendon, the 8th man up in the inning. Bryce Harper would be next.
See, it's interesting how the inning works, Gary. Sorry, but after the bunt by Desmond, if you get the out at first when you make the mistake, you've got 2 outs. You get 1 out. You got Ramos up, you get 2 outs. Taylor, then, if you get behind him, you can work around him. Because even if they bring up a pinch hitter, it's a guy who's cold off the bench. That's how big innings kind of start, is those little mistakes or big mistakes.
Harper didn't get charged with an error, certainly could have, but made the wrong choice once he bobbled the ball. Had no play at third, might have had a play at first. Rendon pops one foul. But this is this is an outing that's going to be dissected for Matt Harvey because of the circumstances surrounding it. Got off to a bad start, gave up 3 runs in the first 2 innings, sailed through the next 3, and then ran into trouble here in the 6th. And he goes 5 1/3, allows 7 runs and 8 hits, and who knows when we see Matt pitch again. That'll be up to Sandy Alderson, and I assume in conversation with Scott Boras. 2-1. The implication going into this start was that Matt would pitch next against the Yankees in the series at Citi Field, and that might be his last start of the season, depending on whether the Mets would need him for that last series against the Nationals. But everything's still pretty nebulous. as far as when and how much Matt will pitch. Strike 2 and 2.
When, how much, what do you expect from him when he's idle for so long and out of competition, out of the rotation? I mean, those are all things that I guess the adults are going to have to figure out.
Well, and coming out of this start, the question that Matt's going to have to answer if he chooses to is how much impact the mental strain of the last 4 days had on his performance. Goodell strikes out Rendon to end the inning. Second strikeout for Goodell, but the damage done in the 6th inning. Harvey with the missed play on the bunt. Cespedes has what bounced by him. It all adds up to a 4-run inning. 7-1 Washington. And up to the minute news as the Jets get ready for their season opener against the Browns on the Jets blog featured on SNY.TV, your online home of all things New York sports. Here's your 7th inning recap brought to you by Verizon. Matt Harvey gives up 7 earned runs as it turns out. The double by Jason Worth made all the runs earned. That'll knock his ERA up from 2.60 to 2.88. Jordan Zimmerman did the job for 5 2/3, and now David Wright, who's accounted for the only Met run, has to vacate on the first pitch thrown by Blake Trinan.
Boy, I remember Blake Trinan when he pitched in the first series against the Mets. He knocked right off the plate. Wright ended up getting a base hit, and after the game I asked David, he said one of the best sinkers he's seen in baseball. Trinan's got talent, has not been able to harness it yet.
Trinan worked a third of an inning yesterday and was charged with a run, wound up being the losing pitcher in yesterday's game. And he falls behind Wright 3-0. Duda and d'Arnaud to follow as the Mets try to fight their way uphill in the 7th against this Nationals bullpen against whom they rallied yesterday. And Wright takes a strike. Jordan Zimmerman went 5 2/3, allowed a run on 3 hits. Walked 1, struck out 6. Matt Thornton got 1 out in the 6th. And now Trinan in the 7th. And David lines one into right for a base hit. So he gets knocked down by Trinan again, and again he gets up and rockets a base hit. Second hit of the night for David.
Just trying to go that way the whole time. David with a line drive to right field to get the Mets started.
So now it's Duda in his first game back from the disabled list. He's popped up and struck out tonight, 0 for 2. So the final line on Matt Harvey reads this way: 5 1/3, 7 runs, 8 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. Not what he intended.
He'll be an uncomfortable in front of his locker 45 minutes tonight. I've been there. Well, maybe not been there.
Not quite the same
No,
circumstances.
no.
Duda flies one out to left, and Worth is right there waiting. 1 out. Well, when you're a starting pitcher in any circumstances, and you come out of the game at a certain point, whether it's in the 6th, 7th, 8th, do you think about your post-game media obligations and what you're going to say?
It's a very interesting question. If I were Matt, yes, because I think Saturday there was less thought put into what he wanted to say on Saturday, and I think he'll have to, I don't know, cushion his words for all the scribes.
I don't know. I got the impression that he was very coached on Saturday, and that was the problem.
Yeah, well, I guess what I was trying to say is that he'll find his own words to use after the game today to explain what happened.
Maybe you can just quote from the Players Tribune. To a noted d'Arnaud, who had a base hit his last time up. There's your People's United Bank starters tonight. Zimmerman had a lot of long at bats against him, but was able to get through 5 2/3 with only the David Wright home run against his ledger. Matt Harvey started poorly, settled in, and then had a bad 6th inning that ended up costing him 7 earned runs.
I saw a quote today by Nolan Ryan. One of the beautiful things about baseball is that every once in a while you come into a situation where you want to, or where you have to reach down and prove something. Well, Zimmerman did. Matt was not able to. I would say in my instance, Gary, to answer your question, I never ever thought about what I was going to say. Just honestly tried to be contrite, show contrition if I had a bad game.
Squeezes it for the second out.
And be really honest, because the honesty really works with the New York press and the fans. If you just say, you know what, I was blankety blank tonight, they'll give you a pass. Now, if you say I was blankety blank this month, maybe not a pass.
Trinan has 2 out in the 7th, and now Michael Conforto, who's twice grounded to second base, once into a double play. See, the problem that Matt's going to run into post-game, I would think, is he's going to be asked to address the innings question and asked to address when he's going to pitch next.
Yeah.
And while that was easy to talk about on Saturday because he was pitching tonight, because of the fact that nobody knows when he's going to pitch next, it's going to be a difficult issue for him to address, don't you think?
It would be difficult if he tries to find words that'll kind of try to explain the situation. There's no explaining it. It's a situation that you haven't seen very often. I would basically just say, hey, listen, I did not pitch well tonight. I don't know when I'm going to pitch again, and it's just awful that maybe my last start was this bad. I don't know when I'm going to pitch again. I'm going to get ready to pitch in 5 days. I have to wait till someone tells me if I'm going to or not.
Conforto draws a 4-pitch walk, so trying to continually working behind the hitters, and finally bites him there. So now 2 men on for Wilmer Flores.
I mean, sometimes the press will go in and speak to the manager, and the manager will address that question if he can. So by the time they come out to you, they will say, hey, we just talked to Terry. Terry said you're pitching in 5 or 6 days or whatever. So it kind of helps you out. But that might not be. I'm sure that's not going to be the case tonight.
See McCaddy out to talk to Trinan. Just now getting somebody else up in the bullpen for Washington.
Well, I was thinking this past half inning, because of your question, it was Stump Ronnie night, because I was stumped. But it really is Stump Gary night. And so who are the 7 Mets first-round draft picks to represent them in the All-Star game? 7.
To represent the Mets.
To represent the Mets.
Okay, so let's start with these. Doc.
Okay.
Straw.
There you go.
Right. That's terrible at draft picks.
Yeah.
This is not my area of expertise, but I'll work on that.
That's Felipe Rivero, who's warming up for the Nationals.
Flores up with 2 out and 2 on. And Wilmer takes outside. Okay, Harvey.
There you go.
So that's 4. What did we say? There were 7?
7.
7.
And they're Mets #1 picks who in the All-Star game as a Met.
As a Met.
Okay. No, I'm asking. I'm not really saying.
Pops a fastball in for a strike, 1-1.
This kid has nasty stuff. If he only knew it and could throw strikes.
Off the plate. Slider from Trinan, 2-1. Two one coming. Fouled off. 2-2.
Problem is a whole decade of #1 picks that went nowhere.
See, I don't have a really good feel for #1 picks. I think it was Todd Hundley, #1 pick.
Might have been. Might have been. Like you don't really care until they're big leaguers.
Right. Now it's different now, but there's so much more attention paid to the draft in the minor leagues. Used to be you didn't worry about a player until he got to the big leagues. 2 on, 2 out, 2-2 to Flores, and he gets tied up inside, but it missed. 3-2. Kelly Johnson is out on deck to pinch hit if Flores can keep the inning going. Right on second. Conforto on first. They'll both be running. 3-2, 2 out. And Flores pulls one foul. 95 from Trinan.
How many have? 4?
I got 4,
okay.
So I'm still missing 3. I know Michael Conforto hasn't been in an All-Star game.
No, not yet, because he came up after the All-Star game.
But soon. Again, the 3-2, and it's hit up the middle. Desmond won't get there. Base hit. Right around third. He'll score. Conforto goes to third. Wilmer Flores with an RBI single to creep the Mets a little closer. It's now 7-2. 59th run batted in for Flores.
Come on, Dave.
A lot of fight in these Mets. Down 7-1. They're still battling at bats. The walk and a hit here produces a run. 2 hits and a walk. 3-2 fastball right down the middle.
Now Williams is going to bring in the left-hander Felipe Rivero. The Mets have a ton of right-handed bats on the bench to go to. And it looks like Juan Uribe is grabbing a bat. Williams makes the pitching change. We'll be right back to D.C. Runners and 2 out. Felipe Rivero, the new pitcher.
Well, it's interesting. Rivero and Trinan before him were part of that 4 different pitchers that were used in the 7th inning of yesterday's ball game.
He walked his only batter yesterday. He came in to face the lefty, but the Mets respond with the right-hand hitter, Juan Uribe, and he takes low and in for ball 1. The inning began with a single from David Wright, then a 2-out walk to Conforto, an RBI hit for Flores, and now Uribe batting for Johnson, who was batting for the pitcher.
That was hilarious. I was watching the bullpen of the Nationals. After he threw the first ball, the phone rang. 1 ball, and the phone rang.
Uribe slashes 1 foul, and it's 1-1. Curtis Granderson waiting on deck.
Looks like it's Storen to me. They're not messing around.
That's with a 5-run lead in the 7th inning, but this is a game they absolutely have to win. So Storen and Papelbon may be the only 2 guys we see after Rivero. Inside to Uribe, 2-1.
Granderson on deck. This is one of those times if a number 2 takes one out of the ballpark, the kids in red are going to get tight.
Uribe 0 for 6 as a pinch hitter as a Met. And now Rivero behind him, 3-1. What's interesting here is if he walks Uribe and loads the bases for Granderson, the numbers say you want to leave the lefty in to face Granderson, but if you're Matt Williams, would you consider bringing in Storen instead?
No, because even the grand slam, you still have the lead, so you have to pitch lefty on lefty. Granderson struggled against lefties all year.
3-1 to Uribe. And he takes inside, ball 4, and now the bases are loaded for Granderson. So Rivero came in and walked his only batter last night, and now he comes in and walks his first batter today. The Nationals bullpen has not done a good job at stranding runners.
They're pitching tight. You know, they're pitching in the 7th inning very tight.
Well, it was Granderson whom he faced yesterday and walked. And Curtis isn't going to give him any help here. Curtis has already had a walk and a triple today. Bases loaded, 2 out. Mets down by 5 in the 7th. And Curtis lays off, ball 1.
Crossed up the catcher. He's got to come out to speak to his pitcher. That's what I mean by pitching tight. You don't know even what the sign is. You're throwing the wrong pitch.
It's been a struggle for Curtis this year against the left-hand pitching. Getting just 162 with 1 home run against lefties. But he's got a lefty in trouble here. And Granderson dribbles 1 foul. 1-1.
Cespedes would like another shot, wouldn't he? Make up for his faux pas.
One and 1 to Granderson, and Curtis just getting hit. 2-1.
So you could almost take his breaking ball out of play if you're Curtis. That ball missed so badly it almost hit him. So 2-1, pigeonhole, get you that fastball that you need. See what you can do.
Rivero pitching for a 3rd straight day. 2-1 to Granderson. And the fastball misses, and now it's 3-1. And now the natives are getting awfully restless here at Nationals Park.
Natives and Matt Williams. Now, if you're Curtis, your job is still the same. Base hit, thinking line drive, up the middle. Yeah, it'd be great if you hit the ball out of the ballpark. Keep the train moving. Get the ball get it to Cespedes. Base hit.
Conforto at 3rd, Flores at 2nd, Uribe at 1st. 3-1 to Granderson. And it's outside, ball 4.
It forces on a run, and it'll bring Cespedes to the plate as the tying run. So Rivero has faced 3 batters in this series. He's walked them all. And now Matt Williams will go to the end of his bullpen and call on Drew Storen to try and get him out of this mess in the 7th. Granderson forces home a run with a walk. Mets have 2 home in the 7th, and the base is loaded. We'll be right back to D.C. Dynamic deadline pickups in the major leagues in years. Yoenis Cespedes has hit, he's run, he's fielded, he's thrown, and he's in a position in the 7th inning to do some big damage for the Mets as they try to come back against the Nationals. Bases loaded, 2 out. Mets have 2 runs home in the 7th. Cespedes the tying run at the plate. The Mets down 7-3. Facing Drew Storen. And the first pitch slider off the plate for ball 1.
Interesting. Cespedes taking all the way.
Pitcher he's never seen before.
And you see his numbers. They're very good. He was the closer for a long time until they picked up Papelbon. Now he's the 8th inning man tonight.
2 of his last 3 outings have been good. But he comes into a very tight spot in the 7th.
Cespedes drills one down the line. That'll go to the corner. Flores is in. Uribe right behind him. Here comes Granderson. The relay throw to the plate. Not in time. A 3-run double for Yoenis Cespedes. The Mets have scored 5 runs in the 7th. This is now a 1-run ball game. Cespedes comes through again. Cost the Mets 3 runs with his error in center field. He gets the 3 runs right back.
Well, this is a dangerous matchup for Storen. He's a down pitcher, and Cespedes is a down hitter. And boy, extra base hits just rain off his bat. And the runners, the fastest Granderson at first base, makes it look easy as he gets this game close.
Now the tying run in scoring position with 2 out for Daniel Murphy, the 9th man up in the inning. Murphy is 0 for 3 today, and he takes a slider for a strike.
I mean, the balls that he hit, no one hits the ball harder in baseball than Yoenis Cespedes.
He took a slider out of the strike zone, taking all the way just to get some kind of read on Storen that we'd never seen before, and then attacked. He has been amazing. Ball and a strike to Murphy. Cespedes, now in 35 games with the Mets, has 34 runs batted in. His 73rd extra base hit of the season.
Another 5 spot for the Mets in an inning.
1-1 to Murphy with Wright on deck. And Murphy takes the slider for a strike, and it's 1-2. Murphy's had 3 fly balls tonight. 2 of them have gone to the warning track or to the wall. Mets had 2 out and a runner at first. But 5 straight Mets have reached base with 2 outs, and 5 have scored. One-two to Murphy, and it kicks away, but not very far from Ramos. 2-2. Came back after 3 games, sitting out with a quad injury. He's gone 0 for 7 in this series so far. Two coming, and he ignores low on the fastball, and it's 3-2. Every at bat, the Mets are grinding it out, not swinging at anything out of the strike zone.
See how much we can spot you tonight and come back on you. That's what it seems like every night.
Since we're down 6 runs when this inning began, now it's a skinny 1-run lead for the Nats with a tying run at second. 3-2 from Storen, and Murphy pulls one foul. Robinson was playing right on the line at first base, so that's a fair ball. He's probably there to play it. Which is an interesting place to play Murphy, who's not necessarily a dead pull hitter.
And what I find interesting is Storen decides to go with the fastball away. Desmond's up the middle. Uribe's, there's a big hole between short and third.
Again, the 3-2. Ball 4. So the inning continues. 6 straight Mets have reached base after 2 out. And now David Wright, who drove in the go-ahead run yesterday, comes to the plate with 2 out and 2 on. Well, David started this inning with a base hit to right field after being knocked down by Blake Treinen.
It's the 7th inning nightmare for Matt Williams and his staff. You end up starting to run out of pitchers.
Mets scored 3 in the 7th inning last night. He never got to Storen and Papelbon. Well, he went to Storen here in the 7th after Treinen and Rivero got him into trouble. And Storen's faced 2 batters and is yet to retire one. Double by Cespedes brought in 3. A walk to Murphy after he was ahead in the count.
David got the go-ahead hit in yesterday's game, yesterday afternoon. Maybe an extra base hit here. Can do it again.
Wright got the Mets started this evening as well with a long home run down the left field line. So Cespedes the tying run at second. Murphy the potential go-ahead run at first with 2 down. 5 runs home in the inning. Wright 3 for 8 in this series.
And it goes to the backstop, and that'll move the runners up. A huge wild pitch. Now the tying run is at third, and the go-ahead run is in scoring position.
Boy, there isn't a tent big enough for the circus of an inning that the Nats are having right here in the 7th.
Now a base hit could give the Mets the lead. Wright is 4 for 13 in his career against Storen. David takes the slider off the plate. Now it's 2-0. And you got Lucas Duda standing on deck. First base open, but it's hard to pitch around Wright to get to Duda, even if Lucas is a little rusty tonight. Storen behind 2-0. And 3-0. And that time Ramos was fortunate to keep that from going to the backstop.
It's not Ramos's fault. I mean, when you're 2-0 and you call for a fastball and your pitcher doesn't throw anywhere close to the plate, I mean, what are you supposed to do?
Drew Storen, who has a history of having difficulty in tight spots. It's happened to him in 2 different postseasons. This is almost like a postseason game for the Nationals tonight. 3-0 to right. Give him a green light?
Yes, I would. Because Duda has not played against this level of competition, I would give him a green light.
Takes a strike, 3-0. A sarcastic roar from the Nationals crowd. Nationals put up a 4 spot in the bottom of the 6th, driving Matt Harvey out of the game, going up 7-1 and feeling like they might be home free, but nothing's home free against the Mets these days. 3-1 coming. Ball 4 and the bases are loaded again. That's the 5th walk issued in this inning by Nationals pitchers.
Ramos looks like Henrik Lundqvist behind there, trying to keep the ball out of the net. I mean, not even close with that breaking ball.
Steve McCarty has worn out a trail to the mound here in the 7th inning. There's nobody up behind Storen in the bullpen. The next man would be Papelbon, and they're not going to bring him in the 7th.
Steve McCarty, the national psychiatrist, pitching coach, as he goes out to talk to Storen.
The inning began with a base hit by David Wright. The next 2 hitters were retired by Blake Trinan, but then he walked Conforto on 4 pitches. Flores, after getting behind in the count, was able to work into 3-2 and get a base hit up the middle. They took Trinan out, brought in Rivero, who walked Uribe, walked Granderson to force in a run. They went to Storen in the 7th. Cespedes on a 1-0 pitch drilled one down the line for a 3-run double, and now Storen has walked the next 2 hitters.
You got to be alive if you're Cespedes with all the balls that have been eluding Ramos. Storen all over the place.
Duda's 0 for 3 in his return to the lineup. And he takes a slider down for ball 1. Well, also you got the third baseman Escobar playing way off the line.
I mean, you can go down there 30, 40 feet. Anything gets away even 10, 12 feet, you can score the tying run.
Duda is 3 for 9 against Storen, including a home run. Bases loaded, 2 out. And now it's 2-0 to Duda. And you just can't look any tighter than Drew Storen looks right now.
Well, all the pitchers that have pitched in this 7th inning, all suffering from the same disease.
But this is a veteran.
Yes, you're right.
This is not a kid like the other 2 guys.
But he's out of his place. He's been in the 9th inning most of the year, moved to the 8th inning, now trying to get a big out in the 7th.
Now he's behind on Duda, 2-0 with the bases loaded, the tying run at 3rd. 3-0. Wow.
Storen thinks that's a strike. It's not even close.
Linda DeMuth, the home plate umpire, you said it right at the start, isn't known for having the largest strike zone. You're not going to get that call.
No swing here.
Travis d'Arnaud on deck. 3-0 coming to Duda. And he walked him to force in the tying run. The 6th walk of the inning issued by the Nationals bullpen, and the 3rd in a row by Storen brings home the 6th run of the inning as Cespedes scores to tie the game at 7. Unbelievable. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this, Ronnie.
I'm looking at Storen with Ramos. His face is red. I don't know if it's because of the hot weather or just because he's ashamed.
Well, they're going to get somebody up in the bullpen now. Left-hander just beginning to throw. That's the rookie Matt Grace. But now Travis d'Arnaud gets an opportunity to give the Mets the lead. Storen's faced 4 batters, gave up the 3-run double to Cespedes. He walked Murphy, walked Wright, and then walked Duda to force in the tying run. The Mets have scored 6 runs in this 7th inning, and now d'Arnaud has a chance to put him in front. Travis made the 2nd out of this inning. He popped to short.
and the next 8 batters have all reached base, 6 of them via walks. Murphy, the tie-breaking run at third. And d'Arnaud takes off the plate, ball 1. And again, Storen thought he was going to get a call and didn't.
It's just, you know, the benches will start yelling at him. The Mets bench, stop begging. Pitch is not close. Not a strike.
28-year-old Drew Storen finds himself in another mess. Ball 2. And he's just unable to throw a strike right now.
Well, he's lost his cool. He's lost his cool. This is, you know, this is a professional athlete, professional ball player, a talented player. He's lost his cool.
And this all goes back to Game 5 of the division series against the Cardinals in 2012, when he let the season get away for the Nats and really has never been quite the same. And d'Arnaud pops one up. Coming back for a look is Ramos, but that's in the crowd. Travis tonight 1 for 3 and a base hit back in the 5th. He's the 12th man up in the inning. Michael Conforto, who started this string of 8 straight Mets reaching base after 2 out, is now on deck. These are the postseason numbers we were referring to. 2012, 2014. 2-1 to d'Arnaud.
And Travis rifles one to right center field. Over comes Harper, and he makes the running catch to end the inning. Hard hit ball off the bat of d'Arnaud, but Harper able to come over and make the play. The Mets score 6 runs in the 7th inning to get back even. 7-7 at the stretch.
At 6 o'clock, the coverage tomorrow night right here on SNY. We've seen a lot of things from this Mets team this year that we haven't really seen before. I don't think I've ever seen an inning quite like that before as Addison Reed comes into play.
Yeah, it was a 7-1 lead for the Nationals, who needed to win this game. They had to use 4 pitchers again in the 7th, again end up giving up 6 runs with 6 walks. I've just never seen that at this level, Gary.
You understand it with the rookies, with Trinan and Rivero. It's hard to understand that Drew Storen can step into that spot and walk 3 guys in a row.
Well,
that's just crazy.
The import of this game led to pitchers losing their cool.
Bryce Harper leads off in the home 7th against Addison Reed after Eric Goodell got the final 2 outs in the 6th. Matt Harvey's now off the hook. Matt gave up 7 runs and 8 hits over 5 1/3.
Makes that post-game interview a little easier.
Maybe, or maybe not. May depend how this game ends tonight. Reed's last outing was in Miami night before last. He allowed a couple of hits in his inning of work.
Yeah, he hasn't allowed a run as a Met yet, but the innings have not been clean. He's given up 4 hits in his last 2 outings, a walk.
Well, the one where he came in behind Gil Martin in the opening game in Miami, he did not fare well. Gave up 2 hits and a walk, and a couple of inherited runners scored against him. Harper goes after the high fastball and fouls it back. Harper's still looking for his first hit in this series. 0 for 3 tonight, 0 for 7 so far in the 2 games. Yunel Escobar on deck, Clint Robinson behind him. Mets 7 runs, 6 hits. The Nationals 7 runs, 9 hits. Washington led from the very first inning until the Mets put up that 6th spot in the top of this 7th. 1-2 from Reed to Harper. And he misses away. And last night the Mets bullpen was fabulous after John Neese got knocked out in the 4th inning despite the injury to Carlos Torres. 5 2/3 innings, no runs, 3 hits. And with the wear and tear on that bullpen and the injury to Torres, the Mets called up another relief pitcher today. The veteran Tim Stauffer, a former Padre, is here and available.
He's a guy that's made a lot of starts in his career, so he will take Torres' place probably as the long man in that bullpen.
3-2 to Harper leading off the inning.
And he goes down swinging on the slider. Addison Reed strikes out Bryce Harper, 1 man down.
Boy, that was a good pitch. Starts it right down the middle and bends it down and in.
The Papelbon is up in the Nats bullpen, so it looks like they're going to ask him to come in the 8th inning, even if it's a tie game.
8th inning and pitch 2 innings.
At least. I mean, at this point, this is a game that has gotten away from the Nats, who had a 6-run lead on a night that they absolutely had to win. So it's put Matt Williams between a rock and a hard place. Escobar's 2 for 3. What he needs is for his offense to get regenerated and put up some runs. They got a huge break in the 6th inning when the base hit by Taylor bounced past Cespedes, and they got 3 gift runs. Slider misses, 2-0 to Escobar.
Reed is a guy that throws a little bit across his body. Sometimes hard to be accurate with that slider.
Escobar 2 for 3 in his career against Reed. And he hits one back toward the middle of the diamond, and that's going to sneak through for a base hit. And Escobar has his 3rd hit of the night. Didn't hit it hard, but hit it in the right spot. And the Nats have a 1-out base run.
Well, this is what Escobar's been doing all season long. Not trying to go for the long ball, just hitting the ball up the middle.
So now Clint Robinson has had a big night. He's been on base 3 times in a row, 2 singles and a walk. He's driven in a run. He's scored a run. We said it last night at the beginning of the broadcast. These are 2 teams that for most of the year have been known for their pitching, and all of a sudden their pitching has taken a step back, and their offense on both sides has been the catalyst, and we've seen it so far in this series. 8-5 last night, 7-7 tonight.
Although the Mets starters got blown out, the difference is that Scherzer had a lead and couldn't hold it, and Zimmerman tonight did pitch fine, but they only didn't go through 6.
5 2/3 because he had so many pitches early in the game because the Mets were battling him so hard. And there's 3-0 to Robinson. So it's not coming easily for Reed now.
And David Wright's got to come in and speak to the big right-hander.
We've seen this with Desmond on the Nats side, and now with Wright on the Mets side, just trying to provide a little counsel and comfort in these tight situations.
Reed had 40 saves for the White Sox in 2013, so he should know tight spaces.
3-1 to Robinson. He and Desmond on deck. And that catches the corner. Robinson didn't think so. 3-2. Got Escobar at first and 1 out. A 3-2 count on Robinson. Not going.
Hit toward the middle. That's where Flores is. And he'll make the play to first. Because of the shift, it would have been an awkward play to try and get the out at second. And so Flores wisely threw it to first base.
Yeah, he made the right decision because he would have had to hit Murphy on the run going towards the bag. See how Murphy's playing the pull? He would have never really got there in time. So he makes the smart decision to get an out. Problem, that moves the runner into scoring position.
Now you got Desmond at the plate. Ramos on deck. First base open. Desmond 1 for 3. Had a base hit back in the first that drove in a run. And Reed misses with the slider for ball 1. Desmond 0 for 2 in his career against Reed. Came to the Mets from the Diamondbacks. Powers him there 1-1. Mets starting the night with a 5-game lead over the Nats, trying to stretch it to 6 tonight. Didn't look likely when they were down 7-1. But right now it feels like no deficit is too large for this team to think about overcoming. Reed throwing it right by Desmond twice in a row.
2 great fastballs by Reed, the best ones I've seen him throw. Right by him. Great look at determination from Addison Reed.
He's been asked for time and stepping out. Escobar at second and 2 out. 1-2 to Desmond.
Struck him out. Addison Reed fans Ian Desmond, the Strander runner at second. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Reed. And that sends us off to the 8th. That bullpen getting it done again tonight. 7-7 after 7 in D.C.
since the All-Star break. No decision for him tonight. Anthony Rizzo hit a home run in the first inning, and the Cubs are shutting out the Cardinals again tonight. And Clayton Kershaw faces the Angels tonight. He has been unbelievable the second half of the year.
His last outing, 132 pitches against the Giants. He has 251 strikeouts, a career high. Has a chance of 300.
Well, for the Washington Nationals, desperate times call for desperate measures. And Jonathan Papelbon is in the game in a tie game in the 8th.
Who they acquired from the Phillies, and he's just going to have to be the workhorse for this Nationals team.
Michael Conforto leads off, and he hits the first pitch in the air to shallow center. Desmond retreating. Taylor coming in to call, and Taylor puts it away. 1 pitch and 1 out for Papelbon in the 8th. Looks like Desmond has come out of the game, and Danny Espinosa is now playing shortstop for the Nats. There's Espinosa. So Desmond is out. Papelbon will go in the 6th spot in the batting order, and Espinosa will bat 9th.
And they had to do that to get Papelbon the multiple innings.
Now it's Wilmer Flores. Flores drove in the first of the 6 runs the Mets scored in the 7th inning with a 2-out hit up the middle. Papelbon making his 15th appearance for the Nats. He is the all-time saves leader for 2 different franchises, for the Red Sox and for the Phillies. 23 saves this year, 6 since joining the Nats. But here in a do-or-die situation, being asked to get at least 6 outs. Flores with a check swing, flare, and that's going to land untouched. 1-2. Pitcher spot due up next. And Kirk Neuenhuis is out in the on-deck circle. Let's have Tyler Clippard getting ready in the bullpen. Clippard unavailable last night after his 2-inning slog night before last in Miami, but ready to go today. Different uniform for Papelbon, but he's still got the death stare.
He does. And he gets in that stance and puts that ball right against his hip.
1-2. And Flores fouls back the fastball.
Teams continue to try to pound Flores in. That's his home run area. Very quick inside.
Papelbon now 34 years old. 348 career saves. Bounce down to third. Escobar's got it. 2 out. So Papelbon's retired his first 2. Now Kirk Neuenhuis will be the pinch hitter. This will leave the Mets, who had 12 men on the bench tonight, with only 1 left-hand hitter remaining, and that's Johnny Manel, who was just called up today. They also have the switch hitting Eric Young and countless right-hand batters. The only guy who's not available is Michael Kadire, who probably needs another day or 2 after getting a shot in his wrist. Anyway, here's Neuenhuis with 2 out and nobody on, and Kirk takes outside.
Neuenhuis has not had a lot of success as a pinch hitter for the Mets this season. 2 for 18.
Has a hit in 2 career at bats against Papelbon. Granderson's on deck. Oh, what a series Curtis has had at the plate.
And Neuenhuis drives one deep right center field, headed toward the wall. It's out of here! Kirk Neuenhuis gives the Mets the lead. The much-traveled roller coaster season of Kirk Neuenhuis reaches its apex. A pinch hit home run to put the Mets up 8-7 in the 8th.
What a reaction by that Mets dugout. He's got a 3 home run game to his calling this year. None better, though, than this one home run here.
Those 3 home runs he hit at Citi Field were the only 3 home runs Kirk had hit in the major leagues this year. But his 4th one is of great import. The Mets, coming from 6 runs down, have taken the lead for the first time tonight. 8-7 in the 8th.
Just a fastball right down the middle, and he didn't miss it. We've always talked about Neuenhuis and how much power he has.
First career pinch hit home run for Kirk Neuenhuis, and it could not have come in a bigger spot.
This Met team right now, it doesn't matter who comes off the bench. Everyone contributes. Such a big, strong athlete. And a beautiful swing off the bench.
Granderson rolls one to the right side. Rendon makes the play. That ends the inning, but the Mets have the lead. Williams went to Papelbon for the 8th, and Neuenhuis ruined that idea. His first career pinch hit home run gives the Mets their first lead of the night. 8-7 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. The game to play left field, and the former Washington National Tyler Clippard makes his return to D.C. to try and hold down his ex-mates with a 1-run lead.
Well, for so many seasons, he was one of the biggest reasons that they had some great success here in Washington. Clippard was their 8th inning man for many, many seasons, and one of the best in the game. Mets are lucky to have him now.
They'll try and shake off the effects of his first down outing as a Met day before yesterday in Miami, when he gave up the Justin Bour home run in the 8th and then the game-winning run in the 9th. Well, what a moment for Neuenhuis. He had his moment earlier this year when he became the first Met to hit 3 home runs in a home game. This is bigger.
He looks like a Hollywood actor. He made like the Natural, didn't he?
There you go. Well, Clippard's former battery mate Wilson Ramos will lead off in the bottom of the 8th. Ramos 0 for 3 today with a couple of strikeouts against Matt Harvey. And the first pitch, changeup, in for a strike.
It's always difficult when you face a team that you spent a lot of time with. But one great thing in Clippard's advantage, he's almost on his home mound. How many games has he pitched off this mound?
Pitched in 7 seasons for the Nationals, most of them with great effect. And a check swing foul, and it's 0-2 to Ramos. Does the catcher, for a guy like Clippard who caught so many of his innings, have any kind of advantage against him?
I wouldn't say he has an advantage. He can think along with Clippard. The issue with Clippard, though, is really not the hitter. He dictates the at-bats. If his pitches are where he wants them to be, because he has 3 excellent ones, really doesn't matter.
Michael Taylor on deck. And Ramos pops one foul. That'll make it into the seats, out of play.
Heard the catcher there, Darno, screaming, "That's out." Try to save his players from running over.
Last night, David Wright, after the game, said, "What a game, just what a game." Who knew we'd have an encore like this? Mets were down 7-1 going to the 7th. They now lead 8-7. Oh-2 coming from Clippard. Almost takes up and in. 1-2.
Clippard with a smile on his face. He thought that was strike 3. Terry doesn't stop moving, does he? The whole game, rocking back and forth.
Well, somehow Terry got this game where he wanted it. Clippard in the 8th, Familia ready for the 9th. Ramos hits one in the air, deep center, but playable for Cespedes. In the deepest part of the ballpark. 1 out.
Here's the underhand throw. Love it.
He throws underhand better than most people throw over it.
He does. Boy, he just missed that. You can see him trying to squeeze his helmet to break it. Ramos just missed that pitch.
So 1 out and nobody on. Now Michael Taylor, who had the base hit and the ensuing result that looked like it would put an end to the Mets' hopes tonight. Singled to center to drive in a run, and when it got by Cespedes, 3 more runs scored to make it 7-1 Nationals. That was in the 6th. Off-speed pitch, 0-1. Matt Harvey exited after that Taylor hit. Eric Goodell got 2 outs. Addison Reed got 3. Reed is now pitcher of record on the long side, and Clippard trying to make it stand up. Taylor 1 for 2 and a walk tonight. Ball and a strike.
The irony is that this Washington Nationals team that couldn't get through the 7th and 8th have their 7th and 8th inning guy on the mound now for the Mets.
Well, Matt Harvey just an interested observer now. Not a good night for him, but a better night for his team. And Clippard blows a fastball by Taylor, 1-2.
This is one of those nights, if you're a good teammate, Harvey takes everyone out. My bill. Send it my way.
1-2 to Taylor. Struck him out. Clippard with a couple of fastballs takes care of Michael Taylor. 2 down in the 8th.
Clippard is just a pain. Look at, you got arms, you got legs, you got the tilt, and you got a guy who comes straight over the top and throws darts in there, and that ball right on the corner. 4-seamer, true as it can be. Never leaves the glove of Darno.
Now the dangerous bat of Danny Espinosa, batting for the first time in the game. Espinosa with 13 home runs this year. Came in the double switch in the last half inning. And he takes a fastball for a strike. Infield tilted toward the right against Espinosa. And the changeup in the dirt, 1-1. Did you happen to notice if the fans left in the 7th? I think Bryce Harper would like to know.
If they did, it was brutal.
Tonight it appears they have hung around. 1-1 from Clippard. Sits high.
Espinosa is one of those hitters that Strikes out a lot, doesn't hit for a high average, but he still scares you in the box. He's got tremendous power.
The first time we ever saw him in this ballpark, he hit home runs from both sides of the plate and drove in 6. And we thought to ourselves, looks like they have a pretty good player. 2-1. Takes the cut, but late, and it's 2-2.
He's a down hitter. Anything down is his strength. Anything belt up, he can't catch up to.
Met fans on their feet. 2-2 to Espinosa.
Struck him out. Tyler Clippard comes back to D.C. and blows away his ex-team. 1-2-3 inning with a couple of strikeouts. Sends us off to the 9th with the Mets up 8-7.
Toward the exit as we go to the 9th inning. Mets up 8-7. Yankees Cespedes, who had the biggest hit in that 6-run 7th, leads off against Papelbon and pops the first pitch up. Might stay in play for Ramos, and it does, and he stays with it for the first down. So one pitch, Cespedes retired.
Well, he throws the mask away, but at the very last second,
you got the on deck circle, you got the railing.
Wasn't sure, so he caught it, kind of cradled it in his midsection.
So 1 out and nobody on. Now Daniel Murphy is 0 for 3 and a walk. At Yankee Stadium tonight, Chris Davis hit a home run at the top of the 9th, and the Orioles beat the Yankees 2-1. Blue Jays are still going. They're in the 10th inning, tied with Boston. Yankees were a half game back when the day began. Murphy takes a strike.
Coming up tonight, Geico Sports Night
after the post game. On the couch? He was on the couch?
With a beer and chips.
Oh, okay. Then I understand.
Okay.
We bemoaned that Chris was off yesterday for Labor Day. Ball and a strike to Murphy. David Wright waits on deck. If you're just joining us, boy, have you missed a lot. Matt Harvey started, gave up 3 runs in the first 2 innings. David Wright hit a long home run and stayed 3-1 until the 6th, and then everything changed. Misplay by Cespedes cost the Mets 3 runs, and the Nats went up 7-1, but the Mets responded with a 6-run 7th, granted 6 walks in the inning to tie the game, and then NYN hit a pinch hit home run to put him up in the 8th. And now Familia getting ready for the save opportunity, with the Mets hoping to get him a little more than a 1-run cushion.
If you just joined us, tell a little fib to your friends. You've watched the whole game.
Well, I tried to reconstruct it for them so they could
There
do
you go.
that.
There you go.
Did you see that right homer? Did you see that Cespedes double? Murphy hits it back to Papelbon, who has time to recover. 2 out. Let's check in with the studio, see what's coming up on WB Mason post-game live. Gary Apple, Nelson Figueroa, guys. All right, gentlemen, now David Wright, who has been right in the middle of everything. David, in that 6-run 7th inning, had the leadoff single and a walk that prolonged it and led to the tying run. He also had a home run back in the 2nd, so he's been on base 3 times out of 4. Mets have only had 7 hits tonight, but they drew 6 walks in that 7th inning, an inning in which the Mets had 2 outs and a runner at first, and the next 10 hitters reached base. Haven't seen anything like that before, especially with all the walks. David takes this one the other way, and it just goes foul. Almost had himself another hit.
Well, jammed just a bit by Papelbon.
David's never had much luck against Papelbon, just 1 for 9 against him. But this is a different Papelbon. Doesn't throw nearly as hard as he did back in his heyday.
I'm surprised he's been throwing more sliders and split fingers, but mostly the fastball tonight against the Mets hitters.
Want to finish off the 2nd inning of relief. And he gets Wright swinging on the slider to end the inning. So it'll be handed to Jeurys Familia. In his capable hands, the Mets try and take another win from the Nats. I came up with Gooden, Strawberry, Wright, Harvey, and I think Hundley, but I have no idea who the other 2 are. Well, Only wasn't right. Matt, you got Matlack, you got Mazzilli.
Okay.
Bobby Jones, neither one of us made.
Okay.
All right. Well, whatever.
Back to the game.
Much bigger issue tonight. The game at hand. Stumpage is not the first priority. Ruben Tejada will come in to play shortstop. A little extra defense for J. Reese Familia, who comes in for the save. Every save this year means another opportunity to win prizes from Delta Airlines. Go to Mets.com/Delta Dugout to sign up now.
Well, you heard Nelson Figueroa say he's going for his 38th save and the most delicate of ones. The Mets came all the way back, but he's got to face the top of the order with Worth, Rendon, and Harper.
Jason Worth struck out 3 times against Matt Harvey tonight, but he doubled his last time up. Familia got the save last night, and he starts off Worth with a fastball on the outside corner, 0-1. Worth had a base hit against Familia last night to lead off the ninth, and then J. Reese proceeded to strike out the next 3 hitters. Quick pitch, and Worth goes after the slider out of the strike zone, and it's 0-2.
Love to see that quick pitch slider instead of the quick pitch almost all the time fastball. Good job by Familia.
Rendon on deck, Harper behind him. Quick pitch, line, center field, base hit. So he came right back with the quick pitch slider. Worth was on it, and for the second straight night, Worth leads off the ninth with a base hit against Familia.
Not a good one, and Worth stayed right on it. Big hit here in the 9th inning by Jason.
So the Nats have the tying run aboard. We've said it often tonight. This is a game the Nats have got to win.
Yeah.
They had a 6-run lead. They let it get away, and now they're trying to rally in their final at bat against one of the best closers in the game. Anthony Rendon is 2 for 4 tonight. Scored a run, drove in a run. Bryce Harper on deck. And Rendon squaring, and the ball comes inside. And did it hit the bat or did it hit him?
Hit the bat.
The bat. So it's a foul ball.
It's very similar to the ball that came in on the pitcher Zimmerman earlier in the game. And he tried to get out of the way, but it hit the bat first.
And then came up and hit him in the helmet.
Rendon checking with Bob Henley. You sure you want me to bunt? This guy's throwing 99-mile-an-hour sinkers.
Rendon does not have a sacrifice this year. I'm not sold that he's bunting.
No, he's such a good hitter. Like him hitting and running.
Well, he shows bunt. That's right creeping in, and he takes low. 1-1.
But what you have to do here, if you do it and right, you have to take this ball out of Familia's hands. I know he's gotten much better at throwing the ball to bases, but if he bunts this ball hard and you're due to right and get in there, you might have a force at second base.
1-1 to Rendon.
Shows it early.
And has to get out of the way. 2-1. Well, the beauty here of having Rendon bunt is if it's successful, you can't walk Harper.
No.
Because you're putting the winning run on base.
I agree. And plus you have Familia, who's your closer. He's a crossover. He can get anybody out.
Harper struck out Rendon last night. He struck out Harper as well.
They might let him swing the bat here, Gary, with a 2-1 count. No, back to bunting.
And that's just off the plate. Now it's 3-1. And now Wright's going to go in and try and calm Familia down a little bit. Remind him how good he is.
If they're giving you an out, you have to throw a strike and get an out.
You think he's still going to be bunting 3-1?
No.
Can't. Worth at first and nobody out. And he does show bunt again. And he bunts it hard down to Duda. Has a play at second. Gets the out. No relay. And the Mets
pick off the lead runner. The bunt is unsuccessful. Duda, his first game back from the disabled list. He has made that play all year, and he's aggressive to get Worth for the first down.
Boy, I love this play by Lucas Duda. Unusual play by manager Matt Williams to have one of his best hitters on a 3-1 count, bunting against Familia, who's never done it. Rendon, I mean, sacrificing, and Duda makes the great play. Hard bunt, spins around, and fires a strike.
No hesitation. And that's the key.
Familia loves it.
So now Rendon at first with 1 out, and Harper at the plate. Harper's 0 for 4 tonight, 0 for 8 in this series. Bounces 1 foul. Well, Bryce Harper has carried this team all year, and they've got their backs against the wall right now. This is an enormous at-bat in what he hopes will be an MVP season.
Well, the Nationals need him to have at least one more magical moment in him.
He's never had a hit against Familia, 0 for 6. Ball and a strike. Where he'd never had a hit against Harvey, and he went 0 for 3 against Matt today. 0 for 20 now. Familia struck him out in all 6 at bats.
Last night with a split finger. That was 96 miles an hour. And they're coming back with one right now.
Rendon at first and 1 out. And Harper swings at the splitter and misses. And now it's 1-2.
Well, that was only 94. Took a little off, but the bottom just drops out of that pitch.
How are you supposed to identify or hit it?
You don't. That's why he missed it by 3 feet.
It's like that Bruce Sutter splitter back in the 70s and 80s that nobody could hit. But a lot harder.
Going back to it. Want to bounce this one, though.
1-2 to Harper. And that does bounce. And Darno does well to pick it up. 2-2.
Well, this is a little lucky here by Darno. Just great athletic ability to backhand that ball. If you call for a split finger, Gary, you have to anticipate that that ball's going to be in the dirt. Be ready to move.
Right back to it. 2-2. And Harper takes it low. He held the swing. And now it's 3-2.
Well, that was a great hold up by Harper. Nasty pitch. It's the same pitch he swung at for strike 2, but he laid off it this time.
Rendon at first. 1 out. Three and 2 to Harper with Escobar on deck. Inside, ball 4. And that pushes the tying run to second and puts the potential winning run on base. And brings to the plate Yunel Escobar, who already has 3 hits tonight.
Well, you didn't think this game was going to end up without a fight.
Both at the mound to talk to Familia as they get ready to face Escobar, who's 3 for 4 tonight, 5 for 8 in the series.
5 for 8 in the series, and his last 2 hits, Gary, have been ground balls up the middle. Maybe you can squeeze on the double play depth of your middle infielders, squeeze that middle just a little bit more, and maybe come up with a double play.
Rendon, who's not very fast, is the tying run at second. Harper is a lot faster, is the go-ahead run at first. Escobar 0 for 5 in his career against Familia. And Escobar takes a big cut at a first pitch fastball, 0-1. He was trying to end it with one big swing.
Sinker just rode in on his hands and he swung over the top of it.
Escobar has 9 home runs this year. But he's made his bones this year being a base hit machine. Came into the day 7th in the National League in batting. Rendon at the second, Harper at first, and 1 out. And Escobar bounces that one foul. 98 from Familia, and now he's ahead 0-2.
Just that hard sinker. There's nothing you can do but foul or hit it foul or hit the ball on the ground.
Clint Robinson on deck. It would normally be Ryan Zimmerman's spot. Zimmerman has an oblique injury. Robinson's had a good night. So first it's Escobar. Familia ahead of him 0-2.
Bouncing ball. Wright's got it. To second for 1. Murphy to first. Double play and the ball game is over. Jerry's Familia ends it with a 5-4-3 double play. The Mets come from 6 runs down. Kirk Neuenhuis, the hero, with an 8th inning pinch hit home run, and the Mets have taken the first 2 from the Nationals. This one in remarkable fashion as they beat the Nats 8-7 and open up a 6-game lead in the National League East.
Well, what a hit by Neuenhuis. Harvey, it didn't matter what he did. He was behind 7-1 when the Mets scored 6 in the 6th on 6 walks. Cespedes with a big 3-run double. 9 1/3 innings pitched by the Mets relievers, scoreless in these first 2 games to get the Mets 2 wins and to get them up by 7.
The night began with Matt Harvey on the mound in unusual circumstances. It didn't go well for Matt, but the Mets offense overcome every obstacle presented to it, and the game ends on a nicely turned 5-4-3 double play.
Well, I love David. He threw it on the run, and Murph, that's the best turn I've seen him in some time, and the reaction from the 38th save from number 27.
Now just 5 behind Armando Benitez for the club record in saves. A remarkable win for the Mets as they come from 6 runs down. They haven't quite buried the Nationals, but they drive another nail in what they hope